The time is now to get us out of the United Nations and to get the United Nations out of the U.S. I'm Christian Gomez, and you're watching JBS Straight Talk. Unsurprisingly, power-hungry globalists are going to do what power-hungry globalists do during any global crisis. Exploit it as an excuse to promote one world government, and the present pandemic is no exception. With only 10 years left to meet their self-imposed Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, they're still a ways away from one world government. Climate change hasn't worked out for them. Now the UN is using this health crisis as the vehicle to foist their elusive and totalitarian goals on us. In April, the UN unveiled a 51-page report entitled A UN Framework for the Immediate Socio-Economic Response to COVID-19. The report repeatedly emphasizes the need for an integrated and coordinated global response. In other words, eliminating borders and national sovereignty, bringing all the nations together under the globalist controls of the UN. On page 1, the report states, "We are all interconnected and need borderless solidarity." The report also lays out what they call 4 areas of regional coordination, which includes promoting the globalist free trade agenda, citing the need to continue supporting ongoing trade and economic integration efforts in Africa. They state, first, regional cooperation on trade policy to coordinate and harmonize trade measures that impact on supply chains and connectivity must be prioritized. That word harmonize is often used by globalists when they talk about bringing things across nations, making them as close to each other in order to seamlessly integrate them, which is exactly what you need to do if your goal was world government. The report continues, "This highlights the potential of regional platforms such as Africa's Continental Free Trade Area and the Pan-Arab FTA to generate significant economic gains and contribute to structural transformation and rebuilding economies, including through the opportunities they provide for pooled procurement of essential drugs and medical supplies, as well as for enabling local pharmaceutical production, given the scale generated by one single market." The term one single market is key. They want to accomplish what the European Union did by integrating individual member nations' economies into a single market. By doing so across all continents or regions, the next step would be to combine them all into one world economy with a single global central bank and currency. Fourth, cooperation to strengthen environmental resilience will be crucial to avoid future pandemics. As the environmental commons ignore frontiers and are intrinsically linked, managing them sustainably requires concerted and integrated collaborative action and policy measures to promote sustainable consumption and production, just transitions, deep decarbonization, and build environmental protection into key economic areas such as agriculture, transport, energy, buildings, and construction, and telecommunications. That term, deep decarbonization, boils down to deconstructing industry throughout the planet, stagnating, and in some cases even downgrading a country's economic development and innovation in the name of promoting environmental development. And somehow this will also save lives from future pandemics? We don't have the time to drill into the entire report here. The bottom line is that the UN is aggressively pursuing every tool in their arsenal to take away your God-given rights, as well as our nation's independence and borders. The UN isn't wasting any time, and we shouldn't either. It's important that we contact our elected representatives and U.S. senators and urge them to support and pass the American Sovereignty Restoration Act, H.R. 204, to terminate our country's membership in the UN. Then get others to do so as well. Until next week, stay healthy and God bless.